I have not long posted a blog. I have not blogged for ages and ages and ages. So I got my act together. I thought, right, it's about time I wrote another blog. And what made me write it? It's about what can go wrong in the hypnotherapy room. You'll find it on hsoh.co.uk. And you know, when we all have those days when nothing that we do wrong, it's just the universe has it in for us. Well, I had one of those days where I think the universe thought, oh, we're going to throw Lorraine a few curveballs. And it was one of our glorious, glorious, sunny days. And my clients were at home, where I'm at now, not in my office. So, you know, it was lovely. I had a lovely sunny day and had all the windows open. And my first client arrived, and first time she'd been hypnotised, and she was fidgeting and everything else, and eventually we worked out, eventually got her to say she needed to go to the toilet. Now, the full story is on my blog. Then off she went once we'd dealt with sent her over her recording, and then my next client arrives, Owen. And by then I'm all relaxed and calm. We've dealt with Cheryl, and then Owen arrives and he's all in hypnosis. And yes, the patio door gets smashed. What was happening? I've gaily awaited in the chair here, and fortunately, because I record live, I'd pause the recording, because the way I work is I record the induction, pause the recording, and then I do all the therapy part, and then I unpause the recording and I go on to the clinical bit, which is the direct and indirect suggestion, visualization. Because as we all know, seeing is believing. And then I count them up out of hypnosis. Well, Owen's there. I think it was about his third or fourth session. We've been working with confidence, and he's doing well, and he's improving, and life's getting good for him. Off he is in hypnosis, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing with the techniques. And then suddenly there's this thud. Now, you hear a thud, and then suddenly you hear, my God, I've written the words in my blog, shouting obscenities. He didn't actually say obscenities, but if I actually wrote what he said, I think it may have got censored. And there's my client in hypnosis, and there's my gardener downstairs shouting obscenities. Honestly, I really thought something serious has happened. And then he shouted, Lorraine. And I'm looking at my client, and I thought, I can't ignore this, because I think Toby's really hurt himself. So I calmly said to Owen, I want you to just take a nice deep breath. I want you just to allow yourself to relax, because I can hear the gardener shouting obscenities, and I want to go and see everything's all right. So, and the bit that's not written in my blog, I had to climb over him, because, with my therapy room, I always ensure that my client has access to the door rather than me, because it's all about safety in the therapy room. And I said, you just continue drifting and drifting. And I shut the therapy door. I ran down the stairs, and there's Toby hopping about with his arms over his head and in a real state. Where he was trimming the grass, it could happen to anyone. A stone flicked up, hit the wrong place on my patio door and shattered it. And I just looked at Toby and Toby, it's fine. Accident. I am so sorry. I can't believe that's happened. I've been doing my business for 9 years, and I can't. Eventually, I calmed him down. At the same time, wanting to get back up here to work with Owen, so calmed him all down. And I said, look, it really isn't a problem. We'll get it sorted. And he carried on with the gardening, and so I came back up the stairs, climbed over Owen. I sat down, and by this time, I thought I need to do a little bit. And Owen's just lie there in the chair, relaxed. And I said, okay, and I want to just take a nice deep breath. I want just to continue drifting and drifting. And then I took another deep breath, and then I basically explained to him. I said, I've checked. Toby's absolutely fine. What's happened? I explained to him the strimmer had hit, so he's absolutely fine. So now you just continue drifting, and I'm going to start the recording for you. now. And then I would start, why are you resting, in a very pleasant way. And I finished. I finished this session. And then I counted Owen up out of it. He just opened his eyes. He went, I want to be just like you. You were so calm. You were so relaxed. He said, you just left the room. You left me here. And he said, the bit I absolutely loved was when you came back in the room. 3, 2, 1, back in the room. And you explained to me, because he said, I heard the thud. And he said he heard the obscenities. And yes, Owen did say the obscenities, but we can't say that because we don't get banned. And yeah, he said, you were so relaxed. I'm so glad that you explained what happened. And I carried straight on. Now, the thing is, things happen and they are out of our control. But as a therapist, we just have to stay calm, confident, and just carry on. You know, the other thing is, when things do happen in your therapy room, like Cheryl, you know, she transpires she wants to go to the toilet, so eventually off she went. She came back to the toilet, she closed her eyes, and I just start from where I left off. Because when you're sat watching the TV and you're watching a film and you either pause it and you go and make yourself a coffee, come back, sit down, you don't rewind the film, do you? It's exactly the same when you're working with the clients. When things happen, you just do not need to rewind. You just carry on from where you left off. And I just thought, you know, it was just a nice bit, a thing to blog about, because I'm sure there's things that happen in your therapy room. And if you do, if you'd like to share your stories, if you go over to my blog at hsoh.co.uk, what can go wrong in the therapy room, and share your stories. It would be quite interesting to see what other things happen in the therapy room that's totally out of your control. Now, if you like this little video, please press the like button to follow us. And I suppose I'll say my name, Lorraine Gleeson, hsoh.co.uk.